Welcome back to PJ Chen Design. This is PJ. I always like things nice and puffy for my model. Today, I wanted to show you how to make this bow tie really nice and puffy with the Rhino without something. Are you ready? Let's get started. So we're going to starting from scratch, and I want to draw the profile of the bow. It's going to be something like this, right? And then you can kind of edit those control points to find what is the best curve for you. But one thing that I would like to make sure is those starting and end point, they need to be aligned. So I'm going to pick up, turn on the control point and pick up this one and this one. And we're gonna use the set point, SETPT, and hit enter, and wanna align to the Z, and where it's going to align, just type it 0 there, so they will align at the 0 construction point. So that's a rail first, and then we're gonna set it up for the profile. The profile is going to look like something as a conic corner, and we get something like a little bit rounded there, and I would like to make them like cave in the middle a little bit, and if you just bring in, you will get something like this, right? That's one of the way, but I also like to make them a little bit rounder. So in fact, I'm going to rebuild this guy first as using the rebuild command, and we want to rebuild exactly the same point and take a look on how it look. Maybe a little bit more point, but you want to make sure this degrees is 3. Okay, and then with this one, we can kind of bring cave in the middle, and so we'll get something like that. All right, I need one somewhere in the middle there, so I'm going to move it from this point, just type it 0 there. And so let's take a look on other view. So first of all, I need this one standing up, so it's going to be like this, and also turn around, so it's going to be like this. All right, and then I also need a copy here to the end, so I'm going to making a copy there, and this one need to be bigger, and this one actually wanted to be smaller, something like this. For this one, it's going to be something like this. All right, so as you can see on my perspective, I've set up like this, and I actually wanted to moving from the point here to the end point right there, and this one actually need to be flipped a little bit like this. Okay, so it's kind of, you see what I'm trying to do is trying to and maybe coming in like this, trying to do a sweep. And let's take a look. We are going to use a sweep one rail, this one to this one, and make sure they all align correctly, and we'll get something like this, really big, nice and puffy one there. Now to get to the things on the bottom, you can have a different sweep, but I basically wanted to have the same, so I simply just going to be mirror to the other side and just join. After a mirror, I kind of noticed that this stick it out, it doesn't look too good there, so I actually wanted to draw something. I want to make them into solid first, so this one and this one I do want to cap it so they both solid, but I do not want that to stick it out, so I'm simply going to draw a box and using that box to bowling difference this guy out of the box there, right? So then there's nothing to stick it out. And if you like the thicknesses and everything, you can just go ahead to bowling union. I'm going to bowling union later, just wanted to see what the other side is going to look like. So I have something like this, it look good, and I'm going to pick it up on both of them and mirror to the other side. I do not like the two sides exactly the same, so this side I may want them to go smaller but not extreme. Okay, so something like that. All right, to see if everything you like, I usually like to bowling at the end unless it's necessary. So we're gonna continue to making the rest of it, and you can use a different profile. I'm just going to use this one, And having this one close to somewhere in the middle, and of course we want to make it smaller, something like this. Maybe you can also reset your gumball, and so that will be easier for you to scale and things like that. I want to bring this one here. All right, and then we need to have a rail, so I'm going to use the ellipse, snapping into the 0, getting something like this, and give it a try and see how that looks. So let's go ahead to use a sweep on rail. This is the rail, this is the cross section, and we want to record a history in case we need to change anything. All right, let's click OK. I mean, size wise it's look okay, maybe it's a little too long, so actually I want to move in this one to make them a little bit smaller and something like this. All right, if that is a okay size, we just need to scale into the way we like, and then in this case if we scale, the surface will break the history, but that's okay. We no longer need to keep the history there, and I may want to tilt it a little bit like this, so then this will be right in the middle, and I might want to bring up just a little bit. The front is more important compared to the back. And then if you take a look and you see like this one may be too tall, and then we want to 1D scale it down to get something like this. All right, so we finished the top part. Now the bottom part, the same, we're going to draw some straight line, not straight line, draw a curve and going to be something like this. You can use the same profile if you want to, or you can creating the new profile. And I'm going to have this one and this one copy to the other layer, so it's easier for you to see. Now with this one, again, I'm going to making a copy at the end, and I need them to be stand up like this, and this one as well. It's going to stand up like this. Okay, to have a successful sweep, you wanted this one close to the beginning of the sweep, and then you want a 90-degree toward to the direction that you are going to sweep. The same thing like this one going to be roughly 90-degree over here, and something like this. And if you wanted to have it smaller at the beginning and have it like bigger at the end, you could do that as well. All right, so let's give it a try. We want to do the sweep, and you got sweep one, cross section and cross section, and make sure they are aligned, and then you will get something like this. Let's keep it into the black color so easier for you to see. All right, and let's also turn on this and see if that is what we want. And if everything look okay to you, maybe I want to just move everything back here close to the top like this. All right, so if everything look all right to you, we need to close it. Now to close this one, you can just simply just using the cap, and then that is a really ugly chop over there, right? It doesn't look too good. If you want to have the end for something like really nice and round, two way you can do it. We can try an easy way first. That's using the patch command. And we want to patch. When you have the patch, you have the curve and the surface edge that you can choose from, and we want to make sure we choose the surface edge. And you can get a preview first and see how you like it, and then that will be a lot of time. If you have a cave-in, the 80% is not 100% going to match. Like this one is not. How do I know it's not? Is because when you try to join them, they cannot be joined, which means the surface is not, the surface edge is not 100% touching. All right, so that one is not working, but it's the quick way if you just want to do a quick rendering and then you don't want to do the rest of it. That's one quick way to do it. Actually, if you want to print it out, we need to make sure we can join them, right? So to make it nice and puffy, this is the way we are going to do. We are going to extract the ISO curve from the surface close to the quadrant here, and also close to the quadrant there. All right, and we need to blend the curve in between this curve and this curve. And if you don't want to be so puffy like that, you can kind of bring in, double check on the top view, and this is the curve that you want. All right, once you get this curve, we also have this curve, and we can kind of split this curve right in the middle. All right, so we become two curves there, and we can use the sweep to rail 1, rail 2, and you got this cross section, and you hit enter, then we'll get something like this. See if we can join them, and that's no problem. All right, it's an open surface is because this end is still open, and since it's hiding in there, we can just use the CAD command to close it. Now it is a closed solid polished surface. All right, you will do the same thing to the other side. For this demonstration, I'm just gonna mirror to the other side. You're gonna fast forward anyway if I do exactly the same thing, right? So now this is what you get there. Double make sure all the thickness is making sense to the design, and then you will get the bow tie like this. Hey, I know you're on the YouTube for a while, try to search for a perfect video, but never find one. Because your design is unique and there's no video specific for that type of the design. I teach my students how to problem solving and find the best solution by their own instead of searching the video. If you're interested to know my Jewelry CAD masterclass and how I teach my students to have that skill, you're welcome to sign up a one-on-one with me. We can come up with a study plan for you to help you boost your Jewelry CAD design skill. See you in the meeting.